Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Disney Plus project. You will notice that I am by myself this week, and I don't know how long I'm going to be by myself, but for the foreseeable future, for at least the next few videos over the next week or two, or something like that, it will just be me. Because Anna's mother has, as of this recording, she has surgery 2 days from now on Saturday, and so she won't be able to watch Aiden for us, and so it's Anna and I now have to work opposing shifts. So I will work in the morning, she will work in the afternoon, so that there's always somebody there to watch Aiden, which means that in order to record, she will not be able to be here because she will have to watch the child. So for the next few videos, it will be just me. So this week for the Disney Plus project, I decided to do Bedknobs and Broomsticks. So it's a little change from what we were originally planning. So before I get into everything, if you enjoy the video, make sure you leave us a like and a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's get on into this. So Bedknobs and Broomsticks, we actually watched this a little while ago. I feel like it was back in December or something like that. And it was a movie that I had not seen before. Anna had continuously tried to get me to watch it, and she bought the Blu-ray off of the Disney Blu-ray Club, so that we had it, and we still just didn't get around to it. Not because I didn't want to, but because we just never got around to it. There was always something else that we wanted to watch, or something else that we wanted to do, or something like that. So we did finally get around to it in like November, December, something like that. And so I just kind of wanted to talk about some of my thoughts on that. So my first instinct with this movie, it was a lot of fun. I mean, this is back in early days of Disney. It was still the combination live action and animation that Walt Disney himself liked to do, with like Mary Poppins, and then he did it with Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I think there was a couple more. It's not really a modern thing to do that. They did it with Mary Poppins Returns because, I mean, it's a follow-up to Mary Poppins, so it made sense. But it's not really that common anymore, which is kind of sad because it's actually a lot of fun. And so yeah, the movie itself was really fun. I really enjoyed that Angela Lansbury was in it. And for those of you who don't know, Angela Lansbury is the voice of Mrs. Potts in the original animated Beauty and the Beast. She was also in Mary Poppins Returns at the very end of the movie. She was the balloon lady. So I was really happy to see her in there because I really like Angela Lansbury. She's great. But one of the things that I would say that I liked most about this movie was that, because this movie was surrounded by, I think it was happening during World War II, I want to say. I think it was World War II. And at one point during the movie, I think the Nazis came in, because this takes place in England, and the Nazis came in to occupy whatever little village they were in to set up some sort of base. And what I liked about it was that they didn't downplay any of kind of the war parts, really. I mean, they didn't go full bore and show people people getting shot and blown to bits and stuff like that, because it was a Disney movie, obviously. But while still keeping with the Disney feel, they didn't downplay the war parts as much as I thought they would, And that's because that's something that they get themselves into, is they're like, oh, it has to be Disney, and so we have to downplay all of this kind of scary war stuff. And it makes sense, because Disney is a family company. It is very much based around, a family dynamic. And so especially having something with that main Disney name on it, like Bedknobs and Broomsticks, you want that family focus to be there. And they did a good job of doing that while still having the others more serious stuff there. So something else that I really liked about it, I really liked the animated part of it. When they showed up, I don't remember the name of the world that they went to. I just thought that it was a lot of fun, and it was really, and I mean, it's Disney, so of course it was really well done, but it was really well done. I think the whole idea was they had to play a game of soccer, or no, they didn't play the game of soccer. I can't remember his name, one of the main guys. who was the same actor that played, I think, Mr. Banks in the original Mary Poppins. His character was actually asked to referee the soccer game, the football match, rather. And so it just turned into this whole like super fun, super funny squabble between the teams, where he was trying to actually keep the game fair, but they were doing all these ridiculous things, and he was trying to make sure that they didn't get mad at him when he was making calls, because the one team had like the king on it and the other team was just like a bunch of random people, animals rather. But yeah, no, it was just a lot of fun and really well done. The acting in it was actually really good. Some of the old movies, when you look at them from a modern perspective, the acting is a little lackluster, because I mean that was normal back then. Acting wasn't a huge thing back in, the early days. It wasn't really fully an actual like profession until, I want to say, the middle of the century, like 1950s or something like that. Before that, it was just something that some people did, and there was a handful of actors, whereas now there's hundreds of them. Now you have Robert Downey Jr., you have Jude Law, you have Chris Pratt, you have Chris Hemsworth, you have Jennifer Lawrence, you have Angelina Jolie. Like, you have all of these actors who are big name actors. They didn't have that back then. And so finding somebody like Angela Lansbury and like guy whose name I can't remember now, and even the kids that were in it, and have them being that good for a movie that was set in that time period, or that was made back in that time, is just kind of, I don't want to say unheard of, because it wasn't unheard of. It was just not as common. It was not as common. So it was just, I don't know, it was really nice to see. I really liked it. So my overall opinion on Bedknobs and Broomsticks, it is definitely a movie that I would watch again. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. So are there movies that are better? Absolutely, sure. But there are a lot of movies that are worse. There's a lot of them that are worse. And so for me, if Anna were to sit down and say, okay, we're gonna watch a movie, these are your three choices, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, or this or that, Bedknobs and Broomsticks would actually be a legitimate choice, because it was just really good and I really enjoyed it. So, like I said before, it will be just me for the next week or two. So I am not quite sure what I'll do for the Disney Plus project next week. It will just kind of be something that I have to kind of pick at random. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and hopefully you don't get too tired of seeing just my face without Anna here. So, but anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope to see you again next week. And as always, don't forget to thank the Phoenicians.